Hey there, I want to show you this super simple, super versatile dough. It literally has 2 ingredients. What you're gonna need is self-rising flour. I use the White Lily brand because it has aluminum-free baking powder in it and it's unbleached. 2 things that are very important. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and scoop in. We need 1.5 cups. We're gonna fill it up and sweep it off into the bag so that we don't over measure. Just gently sweep it off. There we go, that's 1. And now we need 1/2 cup. So scoop that in. Typically I would have this in a bin, but I don't. And then we need 1 cup of full fat Greek yogurt. Now listen, you could use low fat or no fat, but who wants that bouncy crap? Okay, your body can't process that. So skip it, go for the real thing. Kind of like butter. You don't need a butter substitute, you need the real thing. And I can tell you, because I have studied this for years, that your body doesn't like manufactured foods. It wants the natural foods as they come out. All right, so there we go. 1 cup of Greek yogurt, and then we're just going to combine those 2. Now, if it's savory, you can go ahead at this point and add some herbs to it. And then I had just washed my hands, so we're gonna switch to hands, and we're just gonna knead this together, just like you would any dough. Turn your bowl, squeeze the dough. If some jumps out, just no worries. Turn and squeeze. If you don't have self-rising flour, it's no problem. You just use the flour that you have, either gluten-free or regular flour, and add baking powder to it. And you can look up the conversion rate depending on what flour you're using. If you find that it's a little dry, then you want to add a little bit more of this Greek yogurt to it. Start with just a spoonful. You want to get it sort of wet, so you don't want it to be overly dry. And the reason it can't be very exact is because every flour that you use is going to have a different moisture rate. So you just want to go by the feel of it. What you want to do is you want to have a nice, not wet dough, but a nice tacky dough. So you can kind of get the feel for it here. See, it's got a little bit of stickiness to it. It's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now I'm going to take some of this little bit of flour that I have on my counter, and I'm just going to knead it real quickly. We'll make a nice ball with that, and then we're going to let it rest. And it's gonna rest for about 10 minutes. Let that gluten relax, and then we'll come back and roll it out, and I'll show you what to do. All right, our dough has rested, and you can see it's a little bit spongy. That means that that baking powder has activated. I've got it between 2 sheets of plastic wrap, and I use a professional plastic wrap, so you might not have it quite as wide, no problem. You can make it any shape that you want. We're just gonna roll it out. And I think I'll keep it more of an oval shape, because we're gonna roll these up and make little pinwheels out of them. Roll and roll this way, and you just wanna elongate it, and you can flip it over and go across. Work quickly, because you don't want it to get too warm. All right, that looks about good. We'll call that good. I'm gonna peel this off. And at this point, you can make it savory or you can make it sweet. So I am gonna go for savory today. Maybe, if I can get it open. Okay, so I've got a little bit of pizza sauce here. I bought a good quality pizza sauce. It's organic, and it is made by Rayo's. So we're just gonna come across here. Now you could of course make your own. You just roast some cherry tomatoes, a little bit of olive oil and herbs, and then you puree it. It makes a great pizza sauce. But today we're gonna save some time. So we're just gonna spread that on there lightly. And then come across. I think I have some little pepperoni and some cheese. Some fresh mozzarella. This. And go ahead and put this on there. And this dough is very forgiving. It's very easy to work with. I really, really like it. So I've got some fresh mozzarella here that's already sliced. Makes my life a lot easier. And then I have some pepperoni. And you don't need a lot. You can put whatever you like on it. I'm just gonna sprinkle it across. And you get my, sound effects as we go. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and put some of this mozzarella on there. And you just place it around here and there, everywhere. And once you're good, you could add more sauce, less sauce, however you like it. And once you're at a good point, you're happy with it. Sometimes I put fresh ricotta cheese on there. Sometimes I, put a lot of herbs on there. So I'm probably gonna add some basil here. I'm gonna pop this in the oven at 400 degrees until that cheese is nice and melty and our crust has gotten crispy. And then I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah. Alrighty, so I decided that I wanted to add some zucchini to it. So I grated the zucchini over the top. I broke up the cheese a little bit more, added a tiny bit more sauce because now the zucchini's on there, and some fresh basil. And so now it is time to roll it. So we go ahead and we use our plastic wrap and we just roll it on top of each other, just like so. And you just seal it up, mush it together. That's a technical term, mush. And then we're gonna cut slices. So we'll need our little celery handy. I always start from the center. And it gets a little messy, no big deal. You can't be afraid of the mess. I'm gonna cut and cut and cut. And if some leaks out, just shove it back in, it's no problem. So like here, I just push it back in, roll it back up, put it on my sheet pan. And we're just gonna go through and cut all of these, and then we're gonna pop it in our 400-degree oven until everything is cooked through. We're in good shape. So my pizza pinwheels are good. And we know what's in everything. So we have controlled our ingredients, which is super, super important. It's helped me lose and keep off 50 pounds. And my goal is to help everybody else do the same. So I'll show you what it looks like in a little bit.